objective of the mortgage subsector is to finance affordable housing in Nigeria. And in so doing, they're supposed to provide mortgage origination and related services. With innovations and dismantling of bottlenecks, the potential for growth in this subsector is significant. The CBN is working in collaboration with the subsector to achieve all this. Despite the considerable potential that the real estate sector holds, the sector relies mainly on NMRC and Federal Mortgage Bank as the only other source of funding other than the deposits that they're able to raise and the shareholders' funds. So this has led to a problem for the NMRC, who due to regulatory constraints cannot pre-finance. Mortgages need to be originated in line with the uniform underwriting standards before the NMRC can refinance them. But this is being hindered by the difficulty and cost of raising funds by the PMBs. And so, the Mortgage Warehouse Funding Limited is a welcome idea. It is expected to fund origination with credit lines, I believe, granted to originators. This will, to some extent, address the fund starvation problem that is being experienced in the subsector. What we're doing here today, in addition to all the other initiatives that are being embarked on, are expected to unlock the mortgage industry potential and facilitate its support to the provision of affordable housing and the growth of the economy.
We want to come up with something similar to HAMCON, but no government investment. It's something we think can work. If you have this, automatically, at the end of the line, most banks, recently, you always see 5% NPL. It's not that they don't have bad loans. It's because when the loans get to that point, it gets taken off to HAMCON. We want to have that for the mortgage industry and to be private sector funded. If you have an efficient mortgage market, you're going to have job creation, wealth creation, social stability, increase in IGR, good governance, nation building, all done by the mortgage market. Thank you very much for listening.
This is primarily how it works. It's a link, so senior brother, junior brother, and the children in the middle. So effectively, the lenders basically get mortgages, and then that's provided by the warehouse, and then at the end of that is then refinanced by NMRC, effectively. On the day the loan is originated or financed, what happens is the mortgage bank effectively sells the loan rights to the warehouse. In other words, the rights to receive that cash flow is sold to this guy. That's what it's buying when it finances them. That right, which is that assignment there, is then held by a trustee. It's actually held on behalf of everybody by a trustee. In this case, Stanbic Trustees holds that. And then what happens is, after the 6-month seasoning period, actually minimum 6-month seasoning period, right? Then that assignment, which is the real security, then transfers to the next financier, which is then NMRC. Of course, at the end of the day, when the person pays off the mortgage, right, that right then goes to the owner, exactly. From a regulatory standpoint, total regulatory oversight. So City Homes is a finance company regulated by CBN. MWFL comes under it, so on the CBN. NMRC is regulated by CBN. All the banks are regulated by CBN. FMDQ, where the CPs are listed on, is regulated by SEC. So total regulatory oversight, and that's important to note. The point is, at interest rates of 22.5% average, yeah, that dream is almost impossible. And my question is, how can we change this narrative? Okay, thanks. So let's look from this perspective. Current workforce, statistics, 81.15 million people. I checked that out. All right. I looked at a presentation by M.K. Amat, who was the pioneer DG of PENCOM. At the time, workforce was approximately 49 million. Now check that out, the 49 to 81 in what? Right, this was, I think this was 10 years, yes. 10 years. Doubled. Unveil. Anyway, now, I just said, let me use the same rough circle. I don't think it's changed much. So let's assume that is what we have. So there's 67 rough informal sector that we're not touching at all. How do you get them into this thing? Next slide. So I also looked at my boss survey, Phillips. His average income, said the average income of people in the informal sector is 100,000 naira per month, 1.2 million naira. Now, we all know that it's a lot more than that, but let's even assume that's the case. 1.2 million naira, 67, 81 trillion. Yes, sir. So, for our guys in the pension industry, that's an opportunity. Let's assume it's 25% of the informal sector joined because of home ownership. How many people do you think, as a pension fund company, you go to market to and you say, if you are contributing your pensions, you can get a mortgage from any mortgage bank at 8%. How many people will start contributing? Think about it for a second.
Okay, so I now officially introduce the Mortgage Warehouse Funding Limited that's now going to pre-finance originated mortgages and increase mortgages in the industry and plug the gap of those 17 million shortfall that we have right now.